Welcome to this presentation of the Vaccinations feature of Praxis. I want to start out by showing you a setting. So we're going to the Settings tab. It's on the SOAP Settings portion of this tab, and it is this setting here, Show Vaccine Chart. You want to make sure this is checked so that you can see the previous vaccines for all of your patients. The next place we're going to go is we're going to click on Vaccines. And once here, we're going to add our new vaccine. We always have to start out by adding our vaccine to our inventory. So we're going to be adding Pediarix. We type in the name, we click Import, and there's the Pediarix injection. We select the proper injection and click OK. I want the second one in this list because it matches the information that I have for mine in my clinic. I do that by double-clicking on it, and I am taken back here. And if I look down here in my list now, which you notice is in alphabetic order, I am going to see my Pediarix injection there. The next thing I need to do is edit this Pediarix injection to add more information to it. I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to edit the vaccine. In here I have the name and the NDC code, the type is single, and I need to add my VIS date. I'm going to add the date of 9/18/2008. And if you don't know your VIS date or you don't have VIS sheets, you can go to the CDC. If you get to the internet, you can type in CDC, then VIS, and the name of the particular vaccine. The next section here is the dose. I want 0.5 milliliters, and you'll notice to the right I already have milliliters in here. The range is the time span in which this particular injection should be given to your patient. So I want to start out with months, because the first dose of this particular Pediarix is going to be given at 2 months to 3 months. So I put 2 to 3 in there, and then I click Add Dose. The second dose would be given between 4 and 5 months of age, and I click Add Dose for that one. And then the third dose is going to be given at 6 to 7 months, and click Add Dose there, and then down here you will see all the doses that I just put in. I'm done with this, so I click OK. And now it's time to update the inventory itself in my clinic. Click the Vaccine Inventories tab at the top, and then you're going to select a new inventory. By the way, the inventories in here are in chronological order by expiration date, and those first ones are all expired, which is why they are in red. I'm going to select a new inventory button here. I'm going to type in the vaccination name Pediarix, select from the list, and the first thing it wants to know is what is my expiration date. So I'm going to put in an expiration date of 4/4/2014. The number of dosages I have in my clinic is 50. And by the way, as we continue to inject patients, that number will automatically decrease. The lot number, I'm going to type in, and then I need to fill in the manufacturer, which is Glaxo, so I'll just type a G in there and select Glaxo. And the source is either private or government, so I'm going to type in private for this one. I'm going to click OK to save this new information. And then, just so that you know, if I by any chance make a mistake, I can always come down here, I can right-click on my Pediarix, I can view the information I've already put in, change anything in my inventory box, and that would allow me to make a correction there. Another choice of something I can do in here is to clone something. So this hepatitis B has expired. If I'd like to put in my new inventory for hepatitis B, I can right-click here and I can clone this. When I clone it, I would fill in the expiration date, the new one. I would include how many dosages I have now. I would put in the lot number, and it would be a nice quick way of adding my new information. So that's cloning. Once I had that cloned, I probably would right-click on it and deactivate it so it wouldn't be in my list here at the top as an expired injection. The next step is going to be to show you that we can now add this particular injection to a patient's chart. So I'm going to take you into one of my patients. Her name is Maria Sutliff. She's 4 months old, and we're going to have a new visit with Maria. But first, before we go to our new visit, I'm going to show you the Vaccines tab. The Vaccines tab is here, and you can see that Maria has not had any vaccines yet in our clinic. So we're going to go back to the new visit, and we're going to go to Assessment and get our routine child exam. So here's our routine assessment, and then we're ready to add our vaccines. So we're going to click Vaccine. Our particular Pediarix is not showing in the list, so I type in the first couple of characters, import it, and here it is from my clinic vaccines, so I double click on it. I'm going to scroll down here so that you can see the vaccines, and here we are. The very first of the injections is available to us because it has not yet been given. But in fact, it has been given, and parents tell me that this was given at another location and that it was given when the baby was 2 months old. So what I want to do here is I want to right-click on this and choose Set Application Date. I have in here the possibility of putting in an absolute date, a relative date, or an age. A relative date would be 2 months ago or 3 months ago. The age would be at age 2 months, and that's what the parents have told me. So I'm going to fill this in by typing it in and then clicking Save. At this point, the date is indicated on my visit note. Now I'm ready to also give the injection myself for the 4 to 5 month. So I'm going to right-click again, and this time I can either send to apply, that would send it to my nurse so the nurse could do the injection, or I can apply it myself. We're going to use apply because we then can see this apply dosage window, which is exactly what your nurse would see if she's applying it. I click here in the center on Select Inventory. I double click on my Pediarix. And the only other thing I need to fill in here is where the vaccination location is. And so I'm going to click my drop arrow here and choose left gluteus and click OK. At this point, I am ready to finish the note, and so I'm going to click the checkbox there to close. I'm going to say OK in this window, and then I'm going to finish the record, but before I do so, I may want to check my export immunizations if I am linked to my state database. I'm going to click Finished Record here, and we now have a complete record with the vaccines in it. To show this to you, I'm going to take you to Database, and we're going to reopen Maria in Chart Review so that we can see the effect of adding the vaccines. Here's Maria's chart. Here's the vaccine tab, and as you can see now, we have Pediarix injection. The dose that was given not at our clinic is in gray, and the dose that we gave today with the date is in black. You may very well want to see this in more detail, and if you do, you simply right-click on it and ask for the full view. This then shows the dose, administration date, the location, the administrator, the manufacturer, lot number, expiration date, VIS date, and source. All the information that we filled in. The lower one is for the first injection, and we don't have any of that information, so it simply tells us the date, and it's in gray text because we don't know much of anything else about that particular injection. We are done here now, so we can simply close out of this patient's chart. And I want to thank you for your attention. Goodbye.